It's out heckling. PGH Fur be heckling. Love PGH Fur. Love that PGH Fur has found us. That's for darn sure. All right, everybody. Here we go. In a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Horseshoes and Hand Grenades, the show that brings to you the latest and greatest and odd and crazy news from all over the planet. We are here tonight spreading the good word, the word that is Horseshoes and Hand Grenades. The word is with us. The word is weird news, and that's what we're going to be telling you all about tonight. We are the show that does that better than any other show, I do believe. Smashy, would you agree?
Yes. I
Yes.
wasn't paying any attention.
See how professional we can be?
I was reading the chat and there was nothing.
Smash usually ignores me through this entire process. I'm your host, Steve, and joined as always by the wonderful, the amazing Smashly.
Hi.
Oh, Smash, let me tell you a story about children and the things you gots to do when you get some. You ever been to a school before?
In my nightmares, yes.
You ever been to one? So
I have walked into a building or two.
we are in the process of doing it's like a soft interview for a school. Like when I was a
Okay.
kid, there was a school, you were zoned for it, and you went there. When you live in an area like this, there's like 400 schools, and they're like, okay, here's the one you're zoned for, but here's like 75 other schools in the area that you could potentially get in that have varying degrees of greatness.
Okay.
So we've been exploring schools. We explored a school last week, and it was real awesome. So we go to a school tonight, and Ashley and I have talked about on the show, just for some background, that we both went to Christian school. So we've been looking for one for Sam that's kind of got me and Smash and Stephanie and Jacob's vibe, going
Yes.
on. But we're like, that's an option. I went to one. I lived, though it was a traumatic experience. But luckily, we're in an area that has more than one choice.
Right.
And so we went to one last week. It was super cool. Everybody was really nice. Everybody was kind. It was all about just loving people, and no matter who they are, where they're from.
And rubbing butts.
And no, there weren't any butt rubs that I remember. Oh, there was that weird massage room they wouldn't let us go in. No, I'm kidding. There's none of that. There's none of that. Traumatic experience, Mitch. But so we went to one tonight, and Smash, it was like walking through a doorway into the past.
Oh,
Like,
it was Greater Beckley.
it was worse. It was the one you went to for a while. It was Victory.
Victory Bap. Oh, were there bars on the window and everybody was in culottes and repressed you and said your ovaries are for the Lord?
Basically.
Right.
Does that count as a swear when you flip off the camera?
Just F Victory Baptist and everybody that orchestrated its existence.
So we walked in, and both Stephanie and I are like, man, these kids are in like blazers, like directing traffic. They had kids out there, like 10th graders or whatever, in blue blazers, and we're like, oh snap!
What, the blue blazers?
We were That's my line.
Oh god, I'm gonna have the baby early.
We were already getting I was told by my wife to keep an open mind. She said, keep an open mind. We need to just see what's up. And so we're walking in, and we get in there, and there's like a kid playing the piano, and he's playing Pirates of the Caribbean music. I'm like, that's all right. That's all right. This is okay. But then there's the ladies in the dresses, and I'm already on edge because I'm like, oh snap. Like, this feels wrong. It smelled like the school we went to. And then they didn't have our badges, because they're like, did you register? And we're like, of course we registered. We even emailed the lady, and they're like, oh, we'll just write them down. So they gave us our badges. We go in, because they give you those little name tags, like, hi, who are you, whatever. And we go in, and they nobody really says anything. They just say, follow this lady, and that lady's talking to another lady, and we're just following them, not really engaged. We
Oh,
get to
that's
the
good.
right. This is good first impressions.
Sure,
We get to the auditorium, and Smash. It was like straight out of chapel, baby.
Uh,
It was you go in there and you like this place smells like carpet. Like it smells like a it smells like a
smells like the Holy Spirit and basketball.
it smells like Holy Spirit carpet. And we're like, I don't know. And it's so quiet. It's so quiet. And we look around and Stephanie's like got on her normal like legging pants, they're just tighter, and she's got on her like kitty shoes that she likes to wear with the little cat pictures all over them.
Yes,
And
I helped her pick those out.
they're adorable. And she has on those and like her cardigan looking nice. And I'm trying to look, I'm real glad I didn't just throw on a hoodie and go, because it was like, oh snap, look at all the penny loafers. And the ladies in their trim like, and we had to sit in the front.
Oh, you could tell people were being judgy?
No, it just you see the suits and stuff. We just felt very out of place.
Oh.
And you sit down, and the dude, as soon as he gets up there, the headmaster to speak, we're like, I know this guy. I remember this guy. I've seen this guy. And he has on like the he's dressed to the nines. Didn't have a tie on
because
he got to look casual. Yeah, he had a little bit of a belly.
Yes.
Nothing wrong with the belly, but you called
That's a Jesus belly.
And it was, I swear, one of the sentences that immediately turned us off. So we're already we're not telling each other this because I'm trying to not.
PTSD.
Well, yes, exactly. I'm trying not to yuck Stephanie's yum if she's enjoying herself.
Oh my God, no. Wait. Water bottle in the face? No. You take that shit back.
I did it for you. I'm trying not to harsh your mellow. That's what we learned at Dragon Con. Can I say that one? Can I say pee in your cornflakes?
Yes.
Okay, I'm trying not to pee.
No yucking a yum or harshing a mellow or no.
I'm trying not to pee in Stephanie's cornflakes if she's having a nice time. So I'm sitting there watching him. But like we come out and Stephanie was more anti than I was at the end. She's like, "Can we leave? Are we done? Can we go? Can we go?"
I would have walked in and turned around and been like, "Peace, bitches."
To be fair, both of us kind of wanted to, but I was trying to do what she asked me to do, and that was keep an open mind. Dude goes in the middle of his spiel, your kids are sinners, and we need to help grow them into good people. And I'm like, okay, all right, I'm done. This is not, you want to fix my kid. You want to fix him with your
Lord
rules.
Be with you, losers. That is such the mentality of like the brainwashing cult, quote unquote, Christian schools that aren't actually biblically based schools. They're like white supremacist asshole schools that like make you wear a tie and cut your hair and beat you if you step out of line. And you learn nothing about life. You learn nothing about Jesus. You memorize Bible crap like out of context. You're like, okay, great. I know that Jesus died for me, but like, I don't know that Jesus died for me, but I got an A on my test. I got
an A.
Oh my God, I hate them, Steven. I hate them.
Well,
I hate them. I hate everybody that's involved with them. You're all assholes. Go have sex with a donkey and like shove something up your anus.
I try not to be super harsh. I know where you are. Then Stephanie was basically saying all the same things you were saying. And I'm like,
it's
okay.
So much worse if you have a vagina.
Oh yeah, very true. I'm trying not to be too harsh because I'm like, I'm sure these people do fine things to some degree.
No, they don't. They don't. They are assholes. They're hypocritical, bullshit smoking, ass raping donkey dicks. Like, I hate all of them. They're horrible, god awful people in ties and penny loafers.
Hold on, we forgot.
I'm as mad as hell.
You know what really grinds my gears?
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
There you go. We should have thrown that out there. But okay. Yes, it's
Welcome
wildly
to the show, new people.
So okay. So the thing is, we walk in, we hear, your kids are sinners, just like all of us. He throws it out there. But we know, and what we were reading between the lines was, your kids are sinners that need fixed. Like we need to make ssure that our job is to fix them, and make them behave properly. And it was all like, they don't do. He was like, we don't do STEM. We're not a school with STEM. You know, we do math and stuff, but I'm like, I don't care if you're not STEM, but like, why are you making a big deal? Like, it's one thing to not, but they were just basically saying we don't.
It's un-Jesusly to do.
We don't want to have them
STEM.
on screens. We want to have them in front of teacher. I'm like, well, you don't have to have them on screens, but it's kind of a thing they need to be used to in their world that they're going to walk out into. Or are you doing the thing where it's like we're going to make sure they're in a walled garden for their entire life and they all go to some Christian university where they also don't get to be adults. So it's like one of those situations where we're like, yeah, I think we're done. So, and then there was the previous Christian school that we went to that was like, we want your kids to know we love them, we value them, and we want them to be great people. But first and foremost, we just want them to be loved all day, every day, that they know that we care about them. And it was like, it was going from this Christian school where it was like, the goal is, the school is called Grace. So it's like, duh. If that's not your first rule, then, you know, maybe your name should change. But that was like their main thing was like, you got to be cool. We just love you. We care about you, blah, 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 blah.
What you need when you're a kid, because you're messed up. Like, your
you
hormones
don't know what you're
are
doing.
just stupid and your decisions are stupid. So you need the constant, hey, you jacked up and there's consequences for that, but that doesn't break our relationship.
Yeah, and that's so that was, and where you and I went to school, it was very rules based. It was very rigid. It was very like the merit
The guys
system.
had to have you couldn't have you know them better than I do, but I know the guys couldn't have hair touch their ears.
Yeah, no hair on your ears, no beards,
Shirts tucked in.
It was about appearances. It was about
Yes.
looking right. Where like the school I would prefer to send Sam to if we have the opportunity. Like the elementary school kids were walking around like they looked like kids in a normal school. Like they all had on like shorts and t-shirts and stuff. And I'm like, this is great. This other school it was like, look at their khaki pants and their blue shirts.
Right.
Look at how
it's about
upstanding
appearance,
they
and like that's the whole like. There's Christian people, right? And then there's like Christian people, and like the latter is all appearances. Like you go to church, you smile. It doesn't matter what's going on in your life. You don't share with people. You want everybody to think your husband's wealthy and your vagina is full of baby cells, spitting them out to the womb of God, and like. You look good and you volunteer at church. So, I give my time, but you're just a seething piece of shit like everybody else on the inside, right? Like,
Yeah. So I said that to just say this, that interviewing schools is interesting and that I got a flashback to my my high school life. And let me say this though. I will say this about the school I came up in. There were some teachers that absolutely were wonderful influences. They were great people. I love them to death. They were really influential to me and they were very kind and they were very caring. But many of them had that capacity, but were held back by the rules and rigidity that the school was enforcing upon them.
or
One
they were
teacher
just
I know
dicks.
of. Well, okay, two teachers I know of cared. One
Okay.
teacher cared enough to be a bit rebellious when it came to those rules and made me the happiest human being alive. Because it's like, this is stupid. I don't know why we're talking about this. This school can be horrible.
He actually wanted to make a difference.
He wanted to make a difference. And then
Yeah.
one teacher was like, I really care about you, but I have to give you these handouts. It's like, and I have to enforce these handouts. But if you got him out of school, he's like, oh, life is hard. You know, like, and you're like, okay, I get it. You're just having to play by the rules. But this other guy would actively try to subvert the system on purpose.
And did on several.
It did on many
instances.
occasions. But
was
anyway,
wonderful.
it was a wild trip down memory lane for me. And me and Stephanie were walking like, OHE double hockey sticks. No, absolutely not this school. It was pretty wild. But hey, man, they looked real good in their clothes. They looked
And
real
that's
good.
all that matters is that you look like a little pastor.
Yeah,
Or a pastor's wife with a burgeoning womb of seedy children.
you love this. Well, this was the school that you went to initially. The dude was like, all women should bow down to their husbands in the morning, and you should like that was insanity.
It was like both schools. I mean, I had a woman she had just turned 18 and she was married in my graduating class to another guy that had just graduated the year before. Like,
and they begin producing the children.
immediately. Like, they had 4 kids by the time I was 24. I'm like, hot Damn.
A load of BS and inglorious pastors. I love it. By the way, free plug for a load of BS. His show, Me Again, is legit. If you're looking for a good podcast to listen to and you want to feel like you know Scotty, Me Again is a great. I listen to it and I just love him. I love him. I love Scotty. And
Scotty.
his show is worth a listen. He's a wonderful human being. No, but it was a wild trip. So it's fun in the last like 2 weeks of going to those schools. I got this pivot, these two people proclaiming to be the same thing with two remarkably opposing viewpoints, and one of them which seems to stem more from the teachings of Jesus than the other. And it's wild. It's wild. And
It hurts your feelings and it makes you sad. Like when you've seen people that actually follow a certain way of life and
yeah, but where'd they learn it from, right?
And then other people that just say they follow this way of life, you're like, please never say that again. Please shut up. We went to...
This is a fun show, by the way. Welcome, everyone.
Sorry. We went to the state fair yesterday, and there were people walking around with Confederate flag stickers.
Oh, gosh. Smash.
And I'm just like... I mean, I appreciate you making it easy for me to know not to talk to you because you're a bigoted shitface. But, like, why? And then it was like, I love Jesus. I love Trump. I hate anybody that's a person of color. And I'm like,
these are all opposing viewpoints.
Those don't align at all. But they're just stuff people... I have cursed so much. There's just stuff people shout. Yeah, like why would you? That's like walking out into like Detroit, going, "I'm a Nazi skinhead shitface." Woo!
It's the beginning of Die Hard 3 when he has to walk into Harlem with the sandwich board.
Yes,
like that is what they do. Like I don't get it.
Oh yeah, I don't understand.
You lost. Because what you wanted was wrong, and we still get to put
historical anymore. If you tell me it's historical, I will shove something up your anus. It doesn't. What it represents now, it's like the freaking swastika. The swastika does not stand for enlightenment anymore. It stands for Nazi Germany killing maniacs. The Confederate flag now stands for not the history behind it, but Nazi Germany killing maniacs. I
think if you there's no I mean I forgot where I was going to go with that. It wasn't to defend it at all because it's indefensible. But yeah, I don't get it. But
someone explain it to us.
You know what? I say that and then I've got a General Lee car from Dukes of Hazzard that I love to play with because I freaking love that General Lee car because I grew up with it. But I don't, I had somebody actually come to the house one time and Sam was playing with the General Lee and he was like, they were like, where did he get that? I was like, I gave it to him. It means a lot to me. I never
watched this show, so I don't know.
I don't remember
anything about it.
Oh, the Dukes of Hazzard had more black actors on it than any other show at its time, which is stunning to people, like in positive roles. So like,
okay, I'm like, were they?
Right, I know where you were going. That's why I threw that in there. But yeah, I thank you. PGH first says it's fine. But if that's the opinion, I guess it's fine. I don't know. I mean, they don't run it anymore. Like in certain places, they're like, we can't show the show or we don't show the show because insensitivity. I'm just like, freaking car jumped over trains and stuff. Man, that's awesome.
I was gonna say, I don't associate, and again, I didn't like watch it, so I don't associate, like when I see that car in the road, I'm just like, somebody likes to jump in and out of their windows.
Is he right? I tried to do that once and fell face first on my driveway. I tried to climb out of my truck. I was like, I'm gonna do, because I always wanted to do it. I always wanted to like slide across the hood and like jump in the car with the windows open and like all that stuff. So I tried climbing out of my truck and I tumbled like a
Aren't you meant to
crash
jump
test dummy.
into the vehicle? Why did you and Jacob both jump out of the vehicle?
Well, they have to get out that way too because it's a race car, so the doors don't open. So that's why they would get in and out of their car through the window.
Why don't the doors open? Isn't that dangerous?
because I mean, probably if you're like swinging around and stuff, you don't want your door to latch to accidentally let go and you go flying out. They ran moonshine, yeah, and they needed
That's deodorant.
moonshine. Oh yeah, it is. It is. My grandpa ran moonshine for a time as a kid. I think I told that story here before.
Did he get shot?
Shot at. I think that was the story.
That's so much.
Yeah, he
fun.
didn't get shot at. He was shot at. But yeah, good times. Anyway, we should do a factoid now that we've yelled into the mic for the last hour.
Yeah. Apologies for my 14 swears before we've even started.
Oh, it is what it is. Here we go in a five.
pregnant.
Wait, what am I doing? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 show. It's factoid time. Oh my word. Who am I? What is going on here? Sorry, I was adjusting some levels. I noticed that our microphones were awfully quiet, so they needed a little
that was
bit of
probably a
help.
good thing.
Oh yeah, it actually was working really well for you. Factoid of the week: the Great Depression spawned the haunted house craze. We'll be talking about that more in the special section. Man, I love a
Yay.
good haunted house. They have good haunted houses around here.
I don't know, but I need to do a Halloweeny thing before, like, in the next week, because we normally go to Busch Gardens, but
Oh yeah, you're not
triggers
doing that.
cannot ride rides.
Oh yeah, they say all this smash. I saw a kiddie ride at the state fair, and it was a free fall, and it's 3 tickets. It's definitely for kids, little itty bitties. Like you can't be over 42 inches to ride this thing.
She
And
said.
on the thing, it said, "Warning: do not ride this if you are ingesting it with tobacco, pregnant, doing drugs, have a heart condition." I was like, this sign was made for this kiddie ride, right? Like, what little child would you have that's
Was that
pregnant?
the 10-foot drop?
Yeah, the tiny drop. It's like I don't know if we need that
It's
sign.
like the mock tower, but as a fetus.
Oh snap! Mock Tower is the best.
Yes, that scares the crap out of me every time.
Oh my gosh! You ride it and you just hold on to your butt. You're just like, I can't, damn it! I was stressing, because you feel like you're gonna fall out of that seat. There's nothing under you.
Oh my
but,
god,
like,
yeah.
Oh gosh.
It's just so, like, once you get up there, you're just like, your vagina closes up.
It's just mine's completely closed by the time I get to the top. Just completely closed.
Yay.
See,
cry.
Mitch, but tobacco, drugs, booze, and scary rides are the only way I can cope with my teen pregnancy.
Oh no, I cannot imagine. So I'm assuming like it's a little like easier maybe when you're a teen, because biologically speaking, it's better to have babies early than wait until you're my age.
Until you're at mature gestational age.
Right. So I don't know if it works out a little. Like, I would not want to raise a child as a teen like now, because
No.
our generation is slowly, like, we've taken a decade longer to grow up than previous generations.
We did. That's actually really true. There's a book on that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The Vanishing American Adult.
Yeah, I haven't seen one in a while.
Well, and then to be fair, like a lot of us are doing what we're supposed to do. We're just also going home playing video games. So that's the part that they're like, what is going on? That and kids, I heard this complaint. Smash, it ticks me off. I heard this complaint. It was like, the average child now is moving back home after college. That's not right. They should be going out on their own. And I'm like, yeah, you guys have jacked us into so much student debt. We can't afford to go out on our own. You're making us go to
Yeah.
college, and we're all like, we're going to go get jobs. And then there aren't any. So then we're all like, oh, snap, I got debt. Mom, Dad, I'm going to die. Like, I can't eat. There's no jobs. Everyone wants me to take an entry-level position. They want me to have experience, but I need to get a job to get experience. So, like, F these people. What do I do? And they're like, come home, sweetie. We'll take care of you. You're like, thank you. And it's just what happens. Like, you can't do it. You can't do it. I had to, I got out of college and I stayed at home for a little while and worked to save money to get an apartment, to get good enough.
And then
get
you
enough
need a
money.
roommate, like, to transition from home. And if you're a serial killer like I am, that's rough.
Yeah, that's real hard, because Ashley was like, I murdered 7 people. I'm sorry. And people are like, I don't know, if you're kind of creepy. And like, oh, well, that's fine. They're buried right here under the floorboards. Oh, I don't know. Did you ever see the
Nice.
pictures of the dudes who like pulled up carpet to change out in a room and like wrote like "help me" murder stuff under the carpet? and
When
laid
I
it
left
down?
Morgantown, I took those white magic erasers, because if you scrub it on the wall and the light hits it just right, or you hit a black light, you can see where the magic erasers were, right?
Yes.
I wrote horrible shit on those walls when I left. Horrible shit. I felt so good. I'm like, bitches, because it's the likelihood of someone using a blacklight in the bedroom in college is fairly high.
Yeah, that's true.
It was so much fun.
That's amazing. That made me think PGH first said video games are real fun and NASCAR isn't a real sport. The one of the other things that ticked me off about this school was that they had they didn't have a single teacher speak. They had the principal speak, they had the dean of students speak, and they had the coach speak. This school is an athletics primarily focused school. Like, it was one of those things like, yeah, we're going to give you a huge course load, but you still got to go practice your sports. And I'm like, what if my kid is an art kid? What if my kid isn't an art kid? It was like, think back to the fun you used to have when you were outside playing football and soccer. And I was like, how about when I was inside building websites or playing music with my band? You know,
Wowing.
or doing other things that weren't baseball. There is more to life, you alpha male butthole. Like, it's totally fine to have interests that do not mass appeal. Like, I don't need you in your baseball card collection to feel like I'm a dude. Like, I had all this punk rock and I was skateboarding and I was doing stuff. Those are the things I remember. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be like, well, all the children participate in a sport. F you. I didn't participate. Like, no. What?
Like, my class was 25 people, and like there were just a handful of us that sported.
Yeah, screw sports. I was the book boy for the basketball team, and that was kind of fun. That's the nerdy thing you get to do when you can't play basketball. They were like, Steven, you have nice handwriting. Do you want to be the book boy for the basketball team? I was like,
you have fun handwriting.
I said, I don't know what that means. And they were like, well, you can bring Landon with you if you want, and he can do it too. I was like,
sold.
Yes, I'm sold now. Landon, you're coming to the basketball games with me. He's, what? We're going to do the books. Oh, great. What does that mean? I don't know. Let's go. And we did the books, but not only that, we got invited to the parties with the basketball team, and we were the nerds who knew how to network 4 Xboxes together. Bam. So I was like, I could bring a TV. Land's
Did
like,
they
I can
all
bring.
play Halo?
Heck yeah, we did. We had such a good time. I was like, we're bonding with the basketball team. This is the wildest thing. I was like, I'll bring a TV, and they're like, you guys can just bring your TVs. We're like, yes. And Landon's like, I got a Switch. And they're like, what's a Switch? And we're like, do you want to play 16-player Halo? And they're like, yes. And we're like, watch this. So we come in, plug the switches,
and this is how Steven found early fame.
Ethernet ports and stuff. They're like, you guys are geniuses. We're like, yes, we are. Let's do this. So we played 16-player Halo. It was the greatest. It was the greatest.
That's fantastic. I wasn't into. Well, I mean, Stephanie and I had Zelda'd. I wasn't allowed to play basketball because I was too aggressive, and I hurt somebody like once. But like, don't put your face in front of my hand while I'm trying to get the ball.
A load of BS. Poor Smash had to be the hoop for the tall women's basketball game.
Such a douche. I like basketball. I would go play like I would skip lunch and play basketball with the guys during lunch, and then I would eat Butterfinger BBs before class.
Oh, you remember them? With the
yes.
with the Bart Simpson?
Like every day I had me Butterfinger BBs at lunch while playing basketball. It was the greatest.
Butterfingers. I want one.
And then volleyball was fantastic until the coach decided to sub his daughter out for me.
Oh no. Did you like trip her on her way out?
Well, I mean, it wasn't her fault. It was his fault. He's like, well, I need you to serve because you have an aggressive serve. Why was so many people saying it was aggressive? He's like, but then we're going to switch so I'm like, so I'm better than your daughter because she can't serve for shit. So you need me to like, whatever. I'm bitter. I hate
angry
the school
tonight.
I went to.
I really like struck a nerve tonight. I was like, school, and you're like, like you opened your mouth and another xenomorph Ashley head came out and was like,
I need. You know what else pisses me off is that we're not getting a James Bond next month, Steven. We're getting one in like February. Of February James Bond. November is James Bond.
Were we supposed to get one? Did they delay it?
James Bond is always November. Always. Like always November.
I'm going to fact check you. If you're wrong, I'm not going to tell you.
No, you can tell me, but it's always November because they would always do like the month-long Bond-a-thon on TV.
Oh, snap. You're right.
Boom! Don't mess with Ashley and her Bond knowledge.
At least the last 4: Skyfall, November 9th, Casino Royale, November 17th, Quantum of Solace, November 14th, Spectre, November 6th. You're right.
And now this one is February for Valentine's Day. Oh!
You don't have that. James Bond's not really a Valentine's Day kind of dude.
No, it's November. It's Thanksgiving. Like, you get your crunk on, which I cannot do, so boo. And then you watch James Bond all month, and then you go see the new movie every 2 years. It's great.
You can't eat rum balls.
Oh my god, no!
Oh, smash. Why'd you get pregnant?
Jacob, why?
You should have
Do
got
you not
pregnant in
love me?
January.
I can't go to Halloween's, and I can't eat rum balls.
No, this is the worst.
This is the saddest thing ever.
Yeah, why did everything
No
line
child
up?
is worth the lack of rum balls.
They're not. No, they're totally not worth lack
My
of
kid will
rum.
never be allowed to watch the show.
No. Neither will mine. It's fine. No, they'll be No, they're worth it. They're worth it. They're
My
world
rum
news.
balls are legit, though.
They are. Your balls are the best. World news. See, Mitch, the serial philanderer Bond, the guy who once slapped and slept a lesbian, once slapped and slept a lesbian straight, is a Valentine's Day hero now.
Well, that's because Bond's a female, because they're pandering assholes. Just leave Bond as Bond. Like, we all understand he's not someone to aspire to. We enjoy watching the epic films.
Yeah, everyone knows you don't do what Bond does. Like, I mean, you could do, so I always like doing what Indiana Jones does. I can't be James Bond. He works for MI6. I could totes be Indiana Jones. He doesn't know what he's doing. He just goes in, gets the thing, punches some Nazis. By the way, Sam tried to pretend to be the Nazis because we let him watch Last Crusade. And he was like, I can pretend I'll be a Nazi and you be I was like, Sam, we don't pretend to be Nazis, buddy. He's like,
so cute, though.
So then he goes, oh, okay, well, I'll be a fire Nazi. And I'm like, no, Sam, that's still not okay. You can't be a
fire Nazi?
You can't be a fire Nazi. He said, okay, well, I'll be a fire spider. I was like, that's okay. You could. So I'm just waiting for the call from preschool. Sam was running around today yelling about being a Nazi. Do you know anything about that? Yes. I'll let him watch Indiana Jones.
I did a bad.
I've made a mistake. It seemed like a really good time or good idea at the time.
Well, he wanted to be the bad guy. Like, he knows Nazis are the bad guy, but like, kids pretend to be the bad guy and the good guy. So
yeah, and I
your
told
kid is a sinner.
Of course he is. Aren't we all? Isn't that the point? But yeah, so he anyway, we'll get through it. I told him you can't pretend to be a Nazi. We'll see how well that attaches to his brain and he knows what I'm talking. Because he was like, they're pretend. I said, no, they were real. He said, Indiana Jones is real. I said, no, Indiana Jones is It just got confusing from there. Like, no, he's pretend, but the
that's
Nazis
fun.
were
I have
real.
so much World War II history. I can educate him.
That would be good. Students in India given boxes to wear on their heads in a bid to stop cheating. A school in India has been photographed using an unorthodox way to stop students cheating during exams. Bagat Pre-University College in the town of Haveri had pupils put boxes on their heads during a chemistry exam. The boxes had a hole. I don't know. The boxes had a hole cut out in front of the students' faces. Photos of the box-covered students have gone viral, prompting an apology from the school. MB Satish, a junior college administrator, told the BBC the school decided to use the technique to curb cheating on an experimental basis. Satish also stressed that there was no compulsion of any kind. You can see in the photograph that some students were not wearing it, he told the BBC. Some who wore it removed it after 15 minutes, some after 20 minutes, and we ourselves asked them to remove it after an hour. According to the Times of India, officials from the Department of Education ordered the school to stop the measure after they saw the images online. One official told the Times of India it was an inhuman idea in the examination hall. It's not the first time teachers have used such a technique. Earlier this year, a high school in Mexico was heavily criticized after doing the same thing. They're not like...
These pictures are perfect.
They're not boxes made for this either. It's like a banana box.
Like, they just shift around on your head.
It's like if you took an Amazon box and stuck it on the children.
It's not the big, like, who gives a crap? It's funny.
Well, it's funny, but they could do the same thing. Like in America, we have those the shields,
Folders.
the little
Yes.
folders that you put up, and that would be fine.
Yeah, I was just like, you could have used the boxes and just created like a divider that didn't wiggle.
But also, like, Sub is right. There was no compulsion. It is BS. Like, yes, they were compelled to put them on. Nobody said, "Oh, you can wear them if you want to." Who would do that? Yes,
well, some of
please.
them weren't.
I'll take a box, please. May I have a
think,
box?
I think a lot of them probably just did it as a novelty. Like, yeah, put a box on my head. Like, you can still, like, the holes in the front are pretty big.
Oh yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I'm not outraged. I mean, if Sam
No.
came home and was like, "Teacher made me put a box on it," like, why? He'd be like,
But
"So we
like,
didn't
but-
cheat." I'd be like, "Okay."
I feel like, so, did you didn't cheat. I don't even know why I would bother to ask you.
I got accused of cheating once.
Was it by Mrs. Talent?
No, it was by Mrs. Layton.
Oh, well,
She was equally worse.
demon
equally
child.
worse,
I love
yeah.
torturing that woman.
She was horrible. She sneezed like this. Achoo! That's all I remember.
I sneeze like that.
No, but she sneezed like worse than that. Like she sneezed different.
Her sneeze was vexing.
Her sneeze is memorable. Like most sneezes I don't remember, but hers I remember. It's like a small squirrel got a hold of some pepper.
That's beautiful.
Like
Like a rubber band snapping.
like a laser. Pew, 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 pew. It was terrible. She hated
Such a-
Star Wars.
Jeez.
She was a Star Wars hater. Couldn't talk about Star Wars in her class.
I just like I only had her for study hall, thank God, and I would fake chew gum in her class. That was my favorite thing ever.
They have a study hall as an extracurricular at this school. But there's like sports, arts, study hall. And I was like, that's where I would be, study hall. Like, because that means I can get my homework done before I go to the class because I didn't do it the night before. I loved freaking study hall. Once we didn't have gym anymore, it's like, do you want to do this or study hall? Study hall, please. And I skipped my homework, and then I would do it all during study hall because I was freaking smart and didn't apply myself.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, so I'd do all my homework and like get it done. Like, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Steven gets an A again. Can I go home now? Yeah. It's like,
I don't understand why I was in study hall because they were all upperclassmen. They were all seniors. And then there was me.
but you were like getting credits for stuff. And
Oh, yeah, that's
you were,
true.
You were really smart.
I wasn't smart. My mom just put me in college classes when I was 16, and I'm like,
You're
a
so
water
dumb.
type Pokemon.
You're so dumb. You're a smart person.
You're such a dumbass. You're so smart.
You are. You are. You're ridiculously smart. You're just like, I was a dummy, blah 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 at school, but you hated it because you were so good at it and everyone was
Bible.
asinine to you. You're like, all of these things are stupid. You are overly logical, and it irritates the mess out of structure people when you are too smart for them. Because you're like, I don't want to do this because it makes zero sense. And they're like, but you have to. And you're like, it's stupid, and I'm
yeah,
not
that
doing
I
it.
struggled with.
Yeah, because a lot of times people like that struggle because they're right. Because it's like Sam does that to me and Stephanie. Like he'll say something, I'll be like, "You're not wrong," and you win because you are not wrong. I don't know why I'm making you do this.
I like his logic arguments.
He's really good because it's like I don't know. So I have to really be careful because when I want something to matter, I have to make it be a thing that really does matter. Because if I start going like, you can't do that, and he's like, why not? I'm like, I don't know. Fine,
Yeah,
do it. Then
parents,
you have to,
like cracks me up when you hear that. You're like, I need you to do this. Why? Yeah, because I'll bury you alive in the backyard if you don't.
and that's the
Just
thing. Like
do it.
that's the delicate balance because it's like I want to tell you to do things that matter. Like, I don't want to make you do stuff that's stupid. Like, if it is stupid, then why am I making you do it? I don't
Right.
understand. If I don't get it myself, I probably need to not worry over it. You know?
Yeah.
It's I hate being a parent's hard and dumb, and I hate it.
Yay.
I love it, but it's exhausting to no end. You're like, I'm fighting a war within myself.
Well, I mean, I feel like you learn a lot, like when you're trying to have a conversation with a kid to explain something to them, because if you don't know it, you can't explain it, especially to a child. And
Yeah.
if something doesn't make sense, you can't explain it, especially to a child. So you go, huh, I don't know why I did that. I should probably stop because it's stupid.
Oh yeah, we're big into the I made a mistake. Like there's a lot of parents they don't believe in apologizing to their children or saying mistake. Like people are flawed. People have issues. People mess up, and I think it's important for your kids to know that.
Yeah.
What? What are you making that face for?
Because Fur is talking about at least you don't hit your kid when they ask why.
Oh yeah, no, you don't do that. Being inquisitive is important.
Yeah.
That's a key. That is a trait that should be, you know.
I threaten to lick Sam when he annoys me.
Yeah, you do that. You're good. We thought about having you over to play more because he needs to be playing with more children more often. Stephanie really said that today because she spent some time at preschool because he's been having some trouble there, and kind of deduced or got evidence that it's just that other kids don't respect him when he says no. Whereas he's grown up with adults and he says, "I don't want that," and you go, "Oh yeah, if that's offensive to you or that's bothering you or whatever,
Right.
I won't do that. I won't keep throwing things at you if you don't want me to, or I won't dare tear down."
Most people in his life do that.
Yeah, well, then you say like, I don't want your house. If you don't want your house to fall over that you're working on, I'm not going to knock it over. But other kids do that. They don't care. They have no manners. They just like, well, I want that thing. And Sam's very like, what the crap just happened? I said no, and he knocked my house over anyway. So we thought, well, he needs to be around more kids. We should just have Ashley over more often to play with him. Because you and Sam
I
play
drive
the
him
same.
nuts. Stephanie sits there. She's like, I just have flashbacks of like me asking you not to do stuff when you were little, and you would just keep doing it. I'm like, he needs that.
He does. So we've discovered, yeah, you need to spend more time with him so that he knows what an annoying person is, and he can cope with him better at school.
I feel like when Sam and I play, though, like I sit and do crafts, and he plays around me.
Yeah, that's what you guys do. There's some kids at his school that are just a lot more like, I want to play with you. And Sam's like, well, I'm building this house. And they're like, no, you're not. And he gets all bothered by it. He's like, and he doesn't know what to do with that. So he gets all anxious about it.
I mean, lick people?
I don't know. He's too much me. That's his problem. He's too much like me.
I can fix that.
Yeah, we'll work on it.
And he gets kicked out of preschool.
Small town.
I guess we should actually like do show stuff, huh?
I know. I keep forgetting. We keep getting on all these tangents.
The special section is big too because it's Halloweeny. You told liquor stores to pour cases of beer down the drain. You're doing it wrong.
You need to pour them in your mouth.
That's not how you money. Officials at Utah state-owned liquor stores say they're going to dump out lower alcohol beer left after a new state law allowing the private sale of stronger brews go into effect. I'm sure people will still like drink the lower ABV beer.
They will. They'll drink
Right?
more of percents so they can get the same percents.
Like, I feel like you're just like, why would you? I don't under. Utah prohibited grocery and convenience stores from selling beer stronger than 4% ABV, everything alcohol by volume. Everything else will be sold at state liquor stores. A new law effective at midnight on October 31st, increases that limit to 5%. What? You're pouring shit out over a percent?
This is ridiculous.
This is dumb. Which means several beers now at state stores will be sold by private businesses instead. The State Department of Alcohol Beverage Control's ABC says they don't stock anything available on the open market, so everything between 4 and 5 must go.
Well, why don't they just like have a fire sale?
Right? Yeah. Just they're. I don't understand. This is why we can't have nice things, government. This doesn't fit in our this is one of those instances where it's a stupid rule. You make the stupid rules. So like get around it and then do your thing, right?
Yeah.
They're discounting prices to encourage sales, and anything that remains after Halloween will be poured down the drain. Just leave it there until it's gone. It will go. It's alcohol. People like to drink.
Yeah, give them some like a grace period. Like Like if it's a law
That's
thing,
incredibly wasteful.
yeah, this is cruel and unusual
Oh,
punishment.
neither 4 or 5% beer counts as a nice thing.
I'm a big like 4-point ish drinker or a 5-point low number drinker.
I
Because
like ciders.
if I drink the big bad stuff like the 8% stouts and such, I am not gonna be well. I am going to be not good.
I love how everybody's being offended by the 4% beer in the chat because we've got some Scotch drinkers.
Everybody's like, "What? You need to
They're
get."
like, no, that's the best thing you can do is throw it down the
It's
drain.
like that's basically water. Just get rid of it.
Yeah, Steven and I like ciders, and Steven likes 5%ies.
I'm a wheat beer fan.
Yeah.
That's my go-to. I like a good Kolsch. I like a good wheat beer. Some Blue Moons and the Shock Tops are kind of my grocery store picks. I like a I like a Sam Adams on draft. Like Sam Adams out of the bottle doesn't taste good to me, but Sam Adams on draft tastes good to me.
No. So my favorite, you can't call cider a beer, but like I don't enjoy beer. I never did. Like when I was in high school, I would drink Corona with a lime in it because
Yeah.
that's what we had at the lake house. But
You remember
and that's
when,
what I drank in college because that's what I was used to.
remember when we first started drinking a little bit and it was Smirnoff Ice? Like that was the thing I could tolerate. I'm like, oh, I'll drink this. This tastes like
Because
lemonade.
it's sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hadn't developed a palate for beer yet.
I still haven't. I like ciders. We went to this Irish pub and they had a habanero cider. And I had 2 of them, which made me super tipsy because I'm a lightweight. It was so good. And like I was looking forward. I'm like, this is gonna be such a good fall beer. I'm like, I'm gonna get some when fall happens. But I got some before fall happened and I'm pregnant. Get it? I had sex. I'm gonna die.
Oh, that's awesome. With a guy.
With that guy.
Oh,
Read the
okay,
special
special section. The Great Depression was a time of great economic and social change that affected many parts of American life, including Halloween. Parents concerned about their sons running amok on All Hallows Eve organized haunted houses or trails to keep them off the street. Well, how about that? Halloween had long been a night of revelry for adults and children, seen as a positive outlet for young men to blow off steam. This ranged from stealing neighbors' gates off their hinges to stealing dead bodies. Wow. Really?
Right?
We're tame. In 1879, about 200 boys in Kentucky stopped a train by laying a dead body across the railroad tracks. See, this is why I have no worries about the youth, because the youth has been doing screwed up stuff forever. So whoever says, like, oh, kids today are no good, we didn't do this stuff when we were kids, it's like, no, you literally hid dead bodies on train tracks and stuff
You
at
dug
Halloween.
them up and then put them on train tracks.
You are not better. In 1900, medical students at the University of Michigan stole a headless corpse from the anatomy lab and propped it up against the building's front doors. This is the only evening on which a boy can feel free to play pranks outdoors without danger of being pinched, and it is his delight to scare passing pedestrians, ring doorbells, and carry off the neighbor's gates, espoused one boy's craft guide. According to the guide, even if a boy had to fetch the gate he stole out of the tree he left it in, the punishment is nothing compared with the sports the pranks have furnished him. There were plenty
Isn't
of
that
people...
the best language?
Yeah, the sports the pranks have furnished him. There was plenty of people who didn't see this as a harmless fun before the Great Depression. However, the economic disaster exacerbated young men's Halloween antics, leading to increased public concern and anger. In 1933, parents were outraged when hundreds of teenage boys flipped over cars, sawed off telephone poles, and engaged in other acts of vandalism across the country. People began to refer to that year's holiday as Black Halloween, similar to the way they referred to the stock market crash 4 years earlier as Black Tuesday. This is a long one. Some cities
I know, it's so good,
but it's good.
though.
It's good. Some cities considered banning Halloween altogether. Yet in many communities, the response was to organize Halloween activities for young people so they didn't run amok. They started to organize trick-or-treating, parties, costumes, parades, and yes, haunted houses to keep them busy. Hang old fur, strips of raw liver on walls where one feels his way to dark steps, advised the 1937 party pamphlet on how to create a trail of terror. Weird moans and howls come from dark corners. Damp sponges and hairnets hung from the ceiling touch his face. Doorways are blockaded so that guests must crawl through a long, dark tunnel. These early American haunted houses were small, nonprofit affairs held in residential neighborhoods. In later decades, larger organizations began to host their own haunted houses as fundraisers or commercial attractions. The most famous and influential one was Disneyland's Haunted Mansion in 1969, which had an extremely high production value for its day. That's a
They
fun
didn't
ride.
use liver.
I've been on that. That's a cool ride.
Really?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Since then, America's haunted attractions have become more and more elaborate. American Haunts estimates there are over 1,200 haunted attractions that charge admission fees now.
I
That's-
would like to do one before the 31st.
You'll have a baby if you go on that trail and scream too loud.
I don't scream. Jacob will have a baby.
Oh, Jacob can't handle the chainsaw people. It's the chainsaws.
We were at the
that
state
get
fair
him.
the other day, and they were doing chainsaw stuff for the pumpkins, and I kept looking at him. I'm like, is he going to poop?
we used to ride. What was the one in Pittsburgh? Not near Pittsburgh. The one in Pennsylvania.
Farm.
Fright Farm. We
On
used to
Rich
go
Farms. It was in Pennsylvania. It's right over
Yeah.
the border.
right across the border from there, Morgantown. We went there and that was a fun one because they would theme it
Yes.
and they do weird stuff and there was always the hayride and then you went to the house and man. It was creepy though. Like some of that stuff, I'm like, if this person gets in my face any closer, I am going to punch them. And
Well,
I'm sorry.
that's remember the last time we went, Landa was with us, and I accidentally punched the one chick in the face as I went down the slide because she jumped out at me and it startled me, and I hit her in the face. And then I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. And I took a step toward her because I'm like, I just punched him in the face, and then I stepped on her foot. You remember that?
I think I vaguely remember that happening to you.
I'm like, just go. They're gonna kick us out. But we were already done. So
We were done. It was the end. That one's kind of long. By the time you get to the end, it's real exhausting. And there's no
Yeah.
like emergency out. Like you have to go through it. There's no good exit strategy. There should always be like the nope, I'm leaving strategy.
Oh yeah,
like the door.
you're committed because that thing was a maze.
Yeah, it's
Like
it's
the
rough.
whole thing was a maze.
Yeah, and there's like, what do you do if you get in there and you're like crippling fear?
Reevaluate your life because it's not that bad.
It's really not that bad. I mean, it's bad, but you get out, you eat a hot dog, you move on, go pee in a porta potty.
Yeah, let's have a beer.
Yeah, it's a nice calm walk through the cornfield when you're done though. So you got that
It
going
is.
for you.
It is. You kind of expect to get jumped out at, but it's like
Yeah,
It's
but
good.
but once you're done, you're done. News Bear Left Untold. Do you want to do? No, I'll do this one. 'cause
No,
you
do it.
The next one. Yeah, this is the order we go in. Indian man arrested for eating sloth bear penises in a bid to improve libido.
what? What is a sloth bear?
Baloo from Jungle Book. They have sloth hands. They have like big fingernail hands. The
Oh,
prickle
they're
pear.
cute.
Yeah. A man in India was arrested Saturday for allegedly slaughtering numerous sloth bears and eating their penises in a bid to improve his libido. I mean, we just eat hot dogs in America and hope for the best. I couldn't. Jacob got that hot dog at the state fair, and I saw it, and I wouldn't have been able to eat it if I'd got
The
one.
bright red wiener.
I can't do the red ones because they're too much like a red rocket.
And that's exactly every time you would eat it. I'm like, red rocket, red rocket.
Yeah, I can't do it because it's a red rocket. It's a red rocket hot dog, and I cannot.
Why you put like a lot of shit on top of it so you can't see
No,
what's
you
underneath
can't be
it?
looking at it. No, I can't eat it. That's a giant. It's the same color as a dog wiener, Jacob. It can't. You can't. eat
Carolina
it.
Reds, baby.
Carolina Red. Yeah, that's what they used to call it. It's called a pecker. Are you sure it's not called a pecker?
You made him laugh.
That one. The filter didn't catch that one, Jacob. I'm sorry. The man who uses several aliases but is now known as Yarlin has been on the lam since 2014. I love that phrase, on the lam. Yeah, old Jimmy's on the lam. He was arrested for allegedly killing two of the animals in Kaha National Park. In that case, Yarlin spent a year in jail before going on the run once he was let out on bail. The nomadic tribe Yarlin is part of, the party Bahilia, believes sloth bear genitals are aphrodisiacs. And I mean, you can believe whatever you want, man, but don't kill the bears and eat them. Indian authorities believe Yarlin is also a suspect in the poaching of endangered wild animals, including tigers, across the country. Screw this guy. Like, arrest
this
him.
guy's a douche.
Make him eat his own penis. That'll do it. How do you like it?
I'm sorry, but if you have to spend 6 years hunting endangered animals and eating their wangs to increase your libido, is not working, son. Like, sorry you can't get it up, but
This is a good time to discuss Blue Chew, the only chewable available over the counter. You can advertise. We don't get paid by Blue Chew. They're like this is the company that makes a chewable Viagra, basically. And if you listen to a podcast long enough, you'll hear a Blue Chew ad.
are you serious?
But we don't get sponsored by Blue Chew, so no, they can't have an advertising space. Ads are dumb anyway. Says the guy who, like, 10 years from now might be like, we should do an ad.
I was gonna say, like, don't say that.
We should do an ad. We created a special cell to track him down and arrest him. It was our longest chase. It went on for 6 years. Sarothia said Yarlin was wanted for 6 crimes, including 3 related to tiger poaching in the states of Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh. There you go.
6 years to eat wangs to get his up, and it's not working.
6 years of wangs, and he's still trying to make it happen.
Sorry about your low blood pressure.
It seems it's not working, buddy. You know?
Yeah.
Like, or there's, you can figure it out. You can do something else. There's just, you got to find the thing that works for you.
Blue Chew, apparently.
Blue Chew will make it happen. Just be careful. Make sure you're healthy enough for sex. And if you're not healthy enough for sex, what are you even living for? You might as well just lay down dead.
Well, if you're not healthy enough for sex, then don't have it.
But then what's the point of living?
I mean, for guys, it's not that big a deal. You guys can just, hey, get some coconut oil in your hand. And then I'll just lay here. Little less fun for women.
I don't even know what we're talking about.
I don't, neither do I.
What's going
Next
on?
story.
I got you.
Gay people exist because pregnant women have anal sex, claims Bishop.
So, Ashley, can you shed some light on this since you're currently a pregnant woman? I'm just not an in through the outdoor kind of person, and that's just my choice.
Okay, so there's a lot of nerves around your anus that can be stimulated for fun time. However, when you start shoving like 3 or 4 Carolina Reds up in there, it's less fun time because your anus is puckered and tight for a reason, so you do not like poopy on yourself. So if you're not used to it, it's zero fun. And for people to go, hey, let's have butt sex, I'm like, okay, you first. And if they're like, I don't want to do that, that's weird, then guess who's not having butt sex?
So you don't want to do too many Carolina Reds, because then when you pass gas, it just sounds like this.
That's the new nickname for my wiener. No, honey, those are way too skinny.
Wait, the nickname for whose wiener? Your wiener? Why would
No,
you nickname your wiener Carolina Red?
A bishop. We're just gonna move on.
Unless
that.
you've got like a dog wing going on, which is weird.
A bishop claimed that unborn babies turn gay when their pregnant mothers have it up their butt.
I can't handle this. I cannot handle this.
This is hilarious.
I cannot handle that there is a human being out there with these thoughts. I cannot
So how exactly
handle
like
it.
what was the Star Trek neophytes midi-chlorians?
Midi-chlorians, yeah.
Like, what are the midi-chlorians in your wiener and your butt that make, like, there's gay midi-chlorians?
Maybe, sure. If that's what this sounds like. This is Qui-Gon Jinn.
Right. Church of Cyprus Bishop Neophytos. Wow, that's perfect. I'm sorry. I'm not.
You want me to
Just for
try
you. Yeah, there we go.
Neophytos Masaurus of Morphu?
I just dribbled. Made the surreal claim while speaking at a primary school in Cyprus. The Greek Orthodox religious leader claimed that homosexuality is, quote, a problem which is usually transmitted by parents to the child. All right. I don't understand where the science behind this is. Quote, unnatural sex acts during pregnancy makes babies gay, he explained. It happens during the parents' intercourse or pregnancy. It follows a natural sex act between parents. Because I definitely know that a 2-inch fetus is going to be like, oh, dad's doing it up the butt with mom. Guess what I want when I'm born? They're very aware at that age.
They know exactly what's going on. They need to be poked in the eye on occasion and told, this is how it works.
Gross.
You just don't think about it. Just don't think about it.
To be more clear, anal sex. I guess sticking it up your anus was not clear.
Yeah.
Saint Porphyrios?
Saint Porphyrios, yes. Saint Porphyrios.
Sure. Says that when the woman enjoys that, a desire is created, and then the desire is passed to the child via midichlorians.
I don't have the words.
This is fantastically stupid.
This is the dumbest. I just want to, yeah. So here, your brain goes, I want to apologize to everyone. As a Christian, I want to apologize that there are people like this. But it's not my fault. I didn't make these people, and they didn't read this in the book I read. I don't know where this stuff comes from. And it makes no sense to me.
So how does desire pass from a mother to does desire, can you quantify desire in such a manner that you can tell when it passes the placenta?
No.
You can't because it's
no.
bullshit.
There's nothing in this that makes any sense. There's nothing.
So, what if you're pregnant with a girl and you enjoy your butt sex while pregnant?
Maybe St. Porphyrios will answer our questions.
Is she then a lesbian because you had butt sex?
I don't know.
And what constitutes an unnatural sex act? Because anything that you guys are enjoying that's not cutting a penis off a third party is probably fine.
Their definition, if I ventured to guess, would be that the natural way would be one that could potentially result in a child. If it could not result in a child,
you
then
don't want to waste the spermies.
Yes, because the womb is meant for babies.
Right.
Darn you for having any fun.
So don't put it in your mouth. Don't waste it on someone's chest. Don't stick it up your butt.
You know what? This creeper is doing this. It's always thou doth protest too much.
He's sitting there and he's just like, this is nice. I'm glad I'm not pregnant because this desire could pass. Women are sinners.
Awful.
So apparently, someone filmed it, and there were some comments which are hilarious. One of them was, so if the woman does oral, will the child become a dentist?
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, people have previously blamed semen eating anal worms. We did that story, remember?
Yeah, we did that. I remember that.
Yes. Chicken nuggets and TV music channels for homosexuality. It's the midichlorians.
I can't.
That's what makes you gay.
I cannot handle it. I cannot handle it.
The made up fantasy.
All of this stuff. It's just like a dude being grumpy that he's not getting anal sex at home, yelling about how you can't do anal sex because I'm not getting anal sex and I want anal sex. And nobody dude, just to calm down. Like, there's nobody. None of this is.
I just love how like these white dudes are out thinking things and then proclaiming things as fact.
Well, this is how it happens, though, because there's some church down in Bent Fort, Tennessee, that says this to like its 30-member congregation. It's just like Westboro. It's the same thing. It's just influence, and unless that influence is checked, like, I mean, this is whole. We had an entire movement for this. This is why Martin Luther was like, "Here, I actually read this, and there's 95 things you guys are telling people that are not in here," and he nailed it on the door. And then they were like, "You're right. They were wrong." And now we've got a printing press. Now everybody can read it, so everybody reads it, and then they all make their own conclusions, and then they all get their own powers, and then Protestantism has 87 different sects of people that do different things and believe. It's just like. We get so caught up in the minutia. Not that this is even a bit minutia. This is crazy pants land. But you know what I mean.
I love that the chat is getting all involved in this.
Getting super
this,
into
this
it.
has been like a religious episode.
I didn't mean for it to be. It all started with school. I didn't mean for it to be that way.
We went from school to butt sex, which is typically what happens.
You're right. This is a wild, wild adventure that we go on. But we're glad that you all were here for us.
Oh, by the way, you guys should be getting your cards soon.
Yes. Cards. Ashley went through a lot of work on putting together some cards for the patrons.
It looks like a small child played with glitter and stickers.
Which is what we expect and what we want. By the way, if you're going to be in Durham on November 8th, we're going to be live at the Bull City Comic Con, or the Bull City version of NC Comic Con, doing Horseshoes and Hand Grenades on that Friday at 5 p.m. It's going to be, like, we got to keep it all ages this go-round.
5 p.m. Well, I mean, we had to do that at Dragon Con
before
too.
anyway. Yeah, and it was a lot of fun. Yeah, we had a little kid in the audience, and it went really well. So I'm confident we can do the same thing here. Plus, our families will be there.
I mean, I'm much more pregnant, and apparently I can't not curse because I hit 26.
26 is a large number of curses, Smash. You did really well. But we'll be at that Comic-Con if anybody in the area wants to come. It's exciting. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to laugh. We're going to play. And then you'll have a whole Comic-Con to enjoy as well, you know? Cool people are going to be there. Amanda Connor, Jimmy Palmiotti are going to be there. Those are the two names that I know of, that I know who writes the book. But I haven't looked at the full list, so surely I should get myself well-versed on everyone coming to the Comic-Con. Lots of really cool artists, though, and writers. But that'll be great. Give us your review if you like the show. Put a review anywhere you want. Also, tell friends about the show. That's great. That's a big deal. Like telling people, hey, come watch Horseshoes and Hand Grenades. It's a lot of fun. You can also follow us on Twitter at Two Dorks TV, Steve H&H, and Fate Kills, Phate Kills. Join us in the Discord. That's a great place for us to hang out as a community at twodorks.net/Discord. Did you just lick the microphone?
Yeah, it was salty.
That's going to turn your baby into a podcaster.
Jacob's laughing so hard. Oh shit!
I can hear him.
No.
I can hear him through the microphone.
I'm gonna pee my pants. That was so good. Oh my god! Woo!
If you guys want to tip us, you can do so in a myriad of ways. twodorks.net/tip, patreon.com/twodorks.
Still laughing.
Throw some bits in Twitch, or give us your Amazon Prime sub. All those are wonderful ways to promote or to help us with the show. We're close to being able to pay all the bills every month, which is really exciting.
Yay! Thank you guys.
You guys are amazing. We're gonna leave you.
You should send me the pictures from the State Farm thing so I can put them on Patreon.
The State Farm.
The shit.
Like a
Fair.
good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Shut up.
Here's some words of wisdom from Mary Shelley. She says, "What terrified me will terrify others, and I need only describe the specter which had haunted my midnight pillow." That's cool.
I like that.
She's
apparently
a writer.
she trained us some weird crap.
She's somehow some sort of writer. Well done, Mary Shelley. Don't forget to pick the show titles, and we love you guys. We can't wait to talk to you again next week, right here on Horseshoes and Hand Grenades. Bye.
Dude, can't get it out, she said. I was reading the titles.
Oh gosh. Oh, what is this? Save lossless copy of the project? I don't even know what that means. Audacity be out here with all its newfangled buttons and stuff.
Oh, Steve, remember when we had to record the show 3 times?
You know what's sad is that happened in 2007, and I still remember it.
3? Was it 3 or 4? It was a lot.
3 times. We had
It
to
was
record
ridiculous.
a show 3 times, and we played it like we had played it the first time. It was.
Yeah, we did good.
It was a sucky.
That's because we can literally finish the show when someone goes, "Hey, what was your show about?" And we're like,
I still don't know what the show's about. You're gonna ask me tomorrow. Somebody be like, "So what was your show about last night?" I'm like I know. Go listen to it.
The gay midichlorians.
Gay midichlorians.
Sloth
Oh
bear penis.
Gosh.
6 years of wangs.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm looking for show titles.
Guys, thank you so much for the show titles. I didn't see where they were going in, but there's a crap ton of the butt sex
All
movement.
your children are sinners.
I love that.
No child is worth the lack of rum balls. Sit and spin.
Spitting babies out to the womb of God.
Jesus, Pelly. Smashy yuck Stevens yum. You did. You yucked my yum.
I hate you so much.
Straight out of chapel.
It hurts my ears when people say that. Like, it's so just meh.
PGH for, well, we talked about what happened when you go from school to butt sex. Inglorious pastors, 2 angry dorks. I like 2 angry dorks.
Me too.
Your balls are the best. You can't pretend to be a Nazi. BioCow submitted that one. Thank you, BioCow. Bear wang to make your wang better. 6 years of wangs, coconut oil. My word, you guys. Gay midichlorians, butt sex movement. Book says butt sex minutia.
I like Inglorious Pastors. That was clever.
That was really funny.
Your children are sinners has gotten muchly votes.
And it's a Red Rocket hot dog. Sloth parent penis Bond, November
Coconut
Bond.
oil in the hand.
I feel like BioCow stopped it. It was like, here's a bunch of show titles. Peace.
I know. It was amazing.
2 Dorks Rage. He's the one that wrote this sucker, too. He wrote the Showbot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he wrote the Showbot. Smashy Smashes Schools. I think, what was Showbot made for, PGH Fur? Was that a Night Attack thing or a Frog Pants thing? Who made Showbot? Or what show was it like, we need this tool, and BioCow made it? I can't remember. It might have been a Frog Pants. It was Night Attack. Okay. Night Attack is responsible for both strawpoll.me, which is used everywhere,
Oh, yeah.
and this. Like Justin, by the way, freaking Justin and Brian are on the list of Grammy nominations for comedy album.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they can get
Oh, that's
if
exciting.
they can get enough votes, they can actually be on the list for Grammy nominations, which would be so amazing. Thank you, BioCal, for chiming in. Originally
Yeah.
for Night Attack.
Thank
That's
you
cool.
For
It is
making this
incredibly
wonderful thing.
incredibly useful. And then and TMS started using it, and then I started using it because I heard TMS using it. Like, oh snap, this is a great idea.
Steven, think of a curse word.
Any curse word?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm thinking of one.
Was it horse shit?
Oh no, but that would have been a good one. That's my favorite one.
That's what I figured it was.
Were you trying to hit 30?
I had special requests.
That's my favorite one. If I was gonna say a swear word, it'd be that one. If I was gonna call somebody something, I'm saving this one for a very important time. I'd call them a DIPSHIT. So
A dipshit.
that's my favorite other word, because I love it when people just are like, "Yeah, I know that you dip, you know," and I'm like, I can't. I'm gonna use it one day. It'll probably be like Jacob, who I'm gonna use it on.
I can see that. My dad, like, I don't know, he would just make up these weird curse words. And my favorite one, he'll be like, I don't care about that pissity shit. Da, 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 or he'll say dippity shit. Da, 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 da. I'm like,
He does. I love it. I love it. Now you have to get to 40.
pee.
You have to pee. Quick, let's pick one of these. Your children are sinners is pretty.
You have to do that
have
when it's
to
so
do
perfect because there's a picture of kids that I use for the thing 'cause they're all like 1950s spook house kids.
Well, then I guess I'm using that one, everybody.
Yeah.
Your children are sinners. Oh, Stephanie was like a red hot fire poker. She was like, I'm going to stab somebody. I'm like, oh
Because
my
of
God.
the thing.
Yeah, she had the
school.
flashbacks from Victory. That was what was crushing her. She's like, mm-mm.
And she was young too. Like she was
That was the buttholes that told her the thing she painted couldn't have possibly been hers and
oh
accused her
my
of
god,
cheating.
yeah.
And then when she wrote she was reminiscing all this stuff. She wrote lyrics because they were all supposed to write lyrics to a song like in third grade or something. And she wrote her own lyrics, and occasionally the teachers would write music and they would play them and sing the songs. And hers never got picked. And your mom went and said, "Why didn't my daughter's lyrics get picked? What happened?" They were like, "Oh, she didn't make those up." And she was like, "No, she made those up." She's like, "No, she couldn't have. They're too good." And they were like, I'm sorry?" And they were like, "Oh, she really did make those up?" Yes, you son of a, like, what the crap. So yeah, that place was full of turds.
It was awful.
Didn't they
It
cheat
was
your aunt
real
and uncle
bad.
out of all their money or something too? Like some other shenanigans.
I don't remember. That's the place I walked home from once. Well, not the school, but we were at like a car wash and I walked home because I'm like, F you and everything you stand for. So I just walked home. What mom, like, they had apparently called and she caught me like as I was entering the complex and she's just like, what happened? I told her, she's like, let's just go home.
Hooray for moms who aren't like, you get your butt back in there.
Yeah. Mom's like, nope, that was dumb. So I was there for 2 years. It was fantastic.
Good work. Let's do an intro. I'm just gonna make something up. It's gonna be fine.
Okay.
I'm gonna promote Discord on the intro this time around. Let's promote the Discord. Hey, you bunch of knuckleheads, listen to this show. Do you want to be knuckleheads with the rest of us knuckleheads? Maybe you should swing on by twodorks.net/Discord and join us on our Discord server, where we have a good old time chit-chatting all day long. If you can't get enough of Horseshoes and Hand Grenades in an hour, maybe you can try to get enough of us in a whole week. It's a good time. There's lots of topics, lots of friends. twodorks.net/Discord will put you in that server where you can hang with us. Now I want you to sit back, pull up a chair, grab some lemonade and a bag of Cheetos, and enjoy yourself some Horseshoes and Hand Grenades, episode 486 for October 24th, 2019. Your children are sinners. I'm leaving your laugh in, too.
I can't. It's just the way you say so. So my camera's frozen, but I don't want to refresh because I don't want to lose the chat, and so
Your camera's not frozen.
Well, it's on my Twitch. So
Oh.
it said it's. Was that the right one? How many fortunes are here? Shit, there's 3 of them. Versatility is one of your outstanding traits.
I have to levelate this one. This one's our volumes are all
She's
over
a screamer.
The place. Wait, what just happened? I'm sorry. This was a lot of fun. I love you guys.
Guys, thank you so much for hanging. You make the chat so much fun. Like to the point where it distracted me while Steven was talking. He's like, "Don't you agree?" And I'm like, "Yes."
I try so hard to like pay attention to the chat, but also pay attention to what's going on the
so
show.
Hard.
Like some people, when they do a podcast on Twitch, they don't chat at all. Like Bill, he doesn't look at the chat while he's doing his show. He goes back, but he doesn't have that. Like there's people talking, but it's not that much of a scroll.
He's a professional also.
Yeah, he's also really good at what he does. He's
So Steve and I are like, we want to hang out, be friends. And so we read stuff and we're like, show.
Hey, watch what my chair does. Check this out.
I can't hold on. Let me refresh this. I don't okay. I stopped listening to this is why Scott stopped doing Current Geek Live. Oh, okay, ready?
Oh yeah,
refresh.
Yeah, he doesn't do Current Geek Live. And sometimes like I think Garrett.
Okay, now let me see.
Okay, ready, watch this.
Yeah! Holy dental hygiene nightmare.
This chair is so awesome.
I feel like that could be used for sexual acts.
No, I don't think it would fall over. I think you really want your butt well planted in the seat because that's where its angle That's where its fulcrum is.
The fulcrum. Oh, yeah. Will you fall on your head?
Maybe. Oh, snap. It's 10. Oh, wait, hold on. What's that? That's a show title. You can do bang Discord and get the Discord.
There
Bloop,
you go.
bloop, bloop.
Wait, there's this little thing, community gift chest that's like in the way, and I can't see the top thing. It says maybe with us should be in the Discord more. Ash, what's to say above that?
What?
Somebody said Discord more Ash, but I don't know. Like, there's a thing blocking it because
If
the
you want
community
to hang out with us, you should be in the Discord more. Ash.
I've been trying, but like this week's. Well, today I slept all day because I felt yucky, but
Well,
and then yesterday it was gone. It'll get better.
It'll get better until the baby comes, and then you'll be like, I'm gonna die.
Oh, because it'll sleep all day, and I can just play on Discord and write while baby's sleeping.
Good Lord, I hope so. I hope so.
Everyone should hope so. Everyone should start hoping now so that Ashley does not go to jail for infanticide.
Well, if it doesn't,
infanticide.
So you've got some things going for you that we didn't have. You've got a sister and brother who have had a baby and know what's up. You've got
Parents live here.
grandparents who live here and not in your house. When they live here and in your house, it's both a relief and a stressor.
I don't like the way our house is set up. Like, I would kill myself.
It's not easy. It's a tough game you play. But yeah, you've got plenty of help this go round.
Yeah,
So we'll
Anthony was like, I'll come over at 10 o'clock and rock that baby. Try and stop me. And I'm like, okay.
I'm mowing your lawn. You're going to have him in the springtime. You need some lawn mowing done.
I actually I like to mow. Jacob weed eats.
You can't mow.
Why?
Because your baby's going to be like, I'm going to lay on you. Oh, BioCat lost
Oh,
signal.
I
What
guess I
title?
can't leave it in the house alone, can I?
No. Well, I mean, you can carry the monitor. You'll be fine. What title one? Your children are sinners. That's what one.
He yelled it too, which was even better.
Your children are sinners. Thanks, BioCal, for everything you do.
Yes, you
and
were Fandango.
For all the tools that all these fun podcasts get to utilize. You're the best. All right, with that, we're going to go because it's time
I'm
for me
gonna
to go to
drain
sleep.
my bladder of pee pee.
And that was